Hi, friends. Today's weight loss book club, we're reading from Salt, Sugar, Fat, and we are on chapter 6. This is a weight loss book club for busy people. So we just do one chapter every week. And today's chapter 6 is about a burst of fruity aroma. This chapter really talks about how high fructose corn syrup came about, and they started putting that in our drinks. And I also found it very, very interesting in this chapter as well that Philip Morris, who they were cigarette people, they really made a lot of money being part of processed foods too, to diversify all the ways that that they could make profits. And they bought out General Mills and Kraft Foods.
General Foods.
General Foods. I'm sorry. Did I say General Mills?
Yes.
I'm sorry. General Foods and Kraft Foods. And so they were in charge of like Kool-Aid and Cool Whip, Jello.
Entenmann's.
Yeah, all kinds of
iconic names.
Exactly. And early on, 10 cents of every dollar spent in the grocery store was owned by Philip Morris, the tobacco company. And 51% of their profits back in the 1980s came from processed foods. So they made even a teeny bit more from processed foods than they made from cigarettes.
But they had some experience from cigarettes to know how to best addict people to the things that they wanted them to buy.
Exactly. And how to market to not only moms, but to market to kids, and how they really worked that pretty hard. Some of my takeaways, I remember being a mom in the 90s, raising my kids. And they talked about when Capri Sun first hit the market. My kids were very involved at the YMCA. My children played basketball on YMCA teams. And after every basketball game, different moms would be in charge, or dads, but different kids' parents would be in charge of bringing snacks for everybody on the team. And I tell you what, we gave out a lot of Capri Suns.
They were easy.
They were easy.
They were delicious. Kids liked them.
Yeah, they had a pouch.
They had a straw right there.
Very fast to drink. That was, and it was considered all natural. It said all natural on the packets, and no artificial colors and stuff were in it. And so you're thinking, wow, okay, it's a little sugary, but it's not. It's better than giving them a can of soda.
Was it?
Not really. So,
by the way, Harjareen is here and says,
"Hi, Harjareen."
And says, "You look amazing, Gina."
Oh, thank you. I actually I'm at my mom's house in Illinois, and I was planning on giving the talk on the patio. She has such a beautiful patio outside. I actually did a video last week from her patio. But it's raining right now, so I'm in her office doing.
And TM says, "Hi, Jeannie and Jeff. Nice meeting you on the cruise. I have not read the book, however, I'm popping in to learn."
Yay! Well, this has been a pretty interesting book. It's written by Michael Moss, and he is he's a journalist, and he really likes to get down to the nitty-gritty and find out all the details of how things have happened. And his book, Salt, Sugar, Fat, has been really eye-opening, especially since we lived through a lot of this. Last week's chapter was about the cola wars, and that was really interesting to me because I remember all the commercials back then. I remember a lot of the things that happened with the cola wars, and how our family, we were more Coke than we were Pepsi. But then later, I don't know, it was Pepsi vanilla or something my mom started liking, and she was very Coke, but we were it just was part of the culture in America, especially, but all around the world, because Coke products and Pepsi products, they've tried to expand to be on every part of the globe. It was really interesting seeing how all of the backstories of how all of that happened. And
Tammy Griffin says hi.
Hi.
And Tony Johnson.
Yay. Hey, Tony, did you read the chapter?
House. They actually realized how obese these products were making people. I had no idea they owned all those companies.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh.
That was eye-opening.
That was eye-opening. And thanks, Tony, for popping on today. As while I was traveling, I thought, well, am I still able to get this chapter done? And I thought, nope, I got to do it. I got to get it all read and be ready on time, because I know Tony will have read the chapter. And I don't want to let her down. So if she's read the chapter, I'm going to read it too and be here for you.
And she says she loves your hat.
Oh, thank you. I actually got this on the cruise ship that we went on, the GLP-1 cruise with the downsized. It was so fun.
She also remembers buying Capri Suns, like a lot of us, I imagine.
Yeah, a lot of us moms did. And we thought it was going to be, we knew it. I mean, I knew it wasn't the healthiest drink out there. I was aware of that. But
very convenient, though.
But it was so convenient.
You're in charge of the snacks that week.
Oh
my gosh, I forgot. Hey, I can get this box of different little Capri Suns, and you're all taken care of.
Exactly.
Oh, we had to do the Teddy Grahams too. Remember Teddy Grahams?
Oh yeah, and Teddy Grahams. And we used to get those little Ritz Bits, and they came in little baggies where it was peanut butter inside 2 little Ritz crackers, and they were really small.
Or cheese. Right?
Or the Cheez-Its.
Cheese one.
Cheez-Its and the Ritz Bits with cheese in the center. Yeah.
And Tammy also says it's addictive marketing. I believe it was intentional. Not reading alongside you all, but here to learn too.
Yeah, it really was. So it's just interesting reading about how they used their marketing to trick us moms into thinking we were doing something nutritious.
Right. How did they do that, Gina? Wait, if they didn't read the chapter, this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. How did they convince moms that this stuff, which was so much sugar in it, was actually supposed to be something healthy that you should be able to buy for your kids? What did they do?
Well, they said that they had fruit inside, real fruit. But sometimes it was just like
half a
teaspoon of fruit. They threw that in there, 5% real fruit juice. 5%, like really? Hardly any fruit juice at all. And then also how they would use the term, not just only high fructose corn syrup, but then high fructose corn syrup got a bad rap because there were studies done that it increased people's cholesterol, obesity, triglycerides went up if they had a lot of high fructose corn syrup. So they had to figure out, well, what else could we that would be cheap and sweet than high fructose corn syrup? And they came up with concentrated fruit juice. Well, concentrated fruit juice, doesn't that sound like that's like really good? Because it's not only fruit juice, it's concentrated. So it'd be like extra good. No, when they take out the fiber is gone. Right. The vitamins and minerals gone. When they evaporate up the fruit juice, they get just the fructose in it and get the sugar the natural sugar out of fruit without all the wonderful vitamins and minerals and fiber. And so it was exactly the same as regular sugar, truly just the same as that, but they could say it's all natural and it's fruit, fruit sugar. So you think, well, that's good.
Speaking of all natural, I'm on 4G right now. And I need to change, I think, to Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. Switch to Wi-Fi.
I don't know if people are having trouble seeing or not, but I'm changing to Wi-Fi right now. Let's see if it takes a second to take effect. Twirly right there. Okay. Hopefully I'm all switched over right now. I apologize about that. Normally, if I have Wi-Fi available, it's more a better bandwidth situation.
Right.
Margarine is in the house.
Yay!
She says, I still buy them sometimes. I think she's talking about
the Capri Suns.
Capri Suns.
Mm-hmm.
And Tammy also said, Tammy Griffin, I would buy Capri Suns too for my now adult children.
Yeah. The kids loved it, but of course they would, because it's a sugary drink.
And she also says, I live in Illinois.
Oh, wow. Northwestern, where in Illinois?
I do not know.
Okay. We're in Northwestern Illinois right now, and we're going to be leaving to Wisconsin, and then we're going to go and visit Robin Lockwood in Minnesota, and we're going to have her live and do a show with her. I'm not sure which day this week, because I think we're going to be in Minnesota before next Monday. So we'll probably do a live during the week and have Robin on. So I'm really looking forward to meeting her for the first time in person, having her on, which will be so great. And tomorrow, a big plug for tomorrow for our Manjaro Monday, Barb, Health at Any Cost, who was on the cruise with us, as well as Mindy McCamey, Mayor Mindy, they like to call her in a lot of these GLP-1 YouTube groups. They are both going to be live with me tomorrow, and we're going to be sharing some pictures that they took and that we took, some of our favorite pictures about being on the GLP-1 cruise with the downsized. So, and we'll be answering any questions. And Mindy's been down, she's made it over 100 pounds now, and Barb has lost.
She mentioned that last time.
Yeah. So. Yep. And Barb, Health at Any Cost, she's down like 280 some pounds from her highest weight. So it'll be really exciting to have both of them on my Manjaro Monday show tomorrow. So I think that'll be really fun too. And
you want to hear some more comments?
Yeah, give me some more comments. So if other people have thought about this chapter, or if they have any questions. Or share some wins too that you've had this week, because this Weight Loss Book Club, we're here for you, and we love celebrating people's wins.
TM says cereal is placed on the lower shelves to appeal to kids' heights.
Oh,
sneaky.
Yeah.
And Tammy Griffin says, we are on a cruise now.
Oh my gosh, you lucky duck.
My first cruise on a GLP-1.
Wow. This was our first cruise that we've ever taken, period. Jeff's not on a GLP-1, but I am. And I took my shot the morning that we embarked on the cruise, and I'm so glad I did. It really helped me. I still got to enjoy all the delicious foods on the ship, but I ate a much smaller portion than I would have done if I wasn't on a GLP-1. So it super duper helped me. So are you, did you take your medication?
I'll look and see.
Yeah,
we do have another comment from Tony Johnson saying, we'll be camping in Champaign, Illinois in a couple of weeks, then going up to Wisconsin to visit my sister, nephew's family, and niece's family.
Oh, fun. I've been to Champaign many a time. I went to Eastern Illinois University, which is an hour south of Champaign. And
I had champagne. On the cruise, I think I had champagne.
Yes, we did have some champagne on the cruise.
Okay.
But I used to like
They put that on the top shelf to appeal to me.
It's just really
tall. Yeah. Tammy says, hi, Margarine.
Yeah.
And oops, I just showed that same one again. Okay. I think we're caught up on comments for the moment.
For the moment. But anyone has any wins to share, please tell us what your wins are.
Here's another one.
Okay.
Have fun, Tammy, Margarine says.
Aww.
And let's see. Tony Johnson says, I absolutely read the chapter, Gina.
Yay. I knew you would, Tony. I knew you would. That's one of the things that I really love about our Anchor Moments community is we're there for each other, and we're people we can talk about anything together. And it's just been so nice. And it's a lot more fun reading a book when someone else is reading the same book too. So thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate that.
Margarine says hello to Tammy. And Robin Lockwood, let's see, what does she say? Robin Lockwood says, I'm here.
Yay! Hey, Robin, I already talked about you. So you definitely want to watch the replay for the few minutes that you missed. We are going to be headed your direction pretty soon here. We're going to leave on Tuesday, probably spending a night in Wisconsin somewhere. We haven't totally figured out where we want to go yet. And then after that, we are headed your direction. So
she says she loves your hat.
Probably Wednesday night or so.
Oh, she loves your top.
Aw, thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate that.
And she says, can't wait to meet you guys too.
I know. I'll be able to see her in person and give her a real hug. Now, Robin has been a guest on our show before on one of our book club lives back when we did The Easy Way to Quit Emotional Eating. There was a really good interview with Robin. Robin stopped smoking years ago from reading The Easy Way to Quit Smoking.
Oh, right.
And she hasn't smoked in over 20 years. So she had a lot of really good things to help out with that interview of that particular book club that we did.
And Tammy Griffin says, Gurnee, Illinois, but work out of Kenosha, 40 minutes north of, I think she means O'Hare, but it auto-corrected to O'Hara. I think that's O'Hare. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, and Tammy says, Barb has such a warm smile. Best to Barb on her health journey.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see her tomorrow and ask her questions during our live, which would be really fun. And we're going to do it at our normal time. So that would be, let's see, 5 o'clock Arizona, which is 7 o'clock in the Midwest Central Time, and 8 o'clock Eastern. Really late for my friends in the UK. Maybe like around 1 a.m. or so, but hopefully you'll be able to catch it on replay if you're not up with some insomnia and decide to bump on.
And Tammy Griffin says, my husband is not on GLP-1 either, but is losing us alongside me.
Yeah, Jeff too.
That is like my supportive role. It's like they said, if you can't be athletic, be an athletic supporter, right? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's a bad joke. That's a dad joke.
Oh, we love your dad joke.
Okay. And TM says, Great America is in Gurnee.
Okay, I've been to Great America. Now I know. I'm like, I've heard of Gurnee. Why have I heard of it? I've been there because I've been to Great America. I went there in high school. That was so fun to go to Great America.
Was it great?
It was super great.
Good. Is it still great?
Yeah.
Okay. Tammy Griffin says, my shot day is tomorrow and I have it in hand.
Yay!
And yes, TM, she says, I literally live down the street from Great America. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. So you get to see a lot of fireworks, I bet.
And let's see, Tammy Griffin says, thank you, Harjareen. Let's see if I'm at the end of the comments here. Tony Johnson is reporting a win this week. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. What's your win, Tony?
Tony Johnson says, went to the gym 3 times this week and I'm down another 2 pounds.
Wow, that's great, Tony.
And let's see. Tony Johnson, isn't Gurnee where Six Flags is, Tammy? Oh, and they just had that conversation. Yep. And yep, it's Great America and it's in Gurnee. And
that'd be kind of fun, Jeff. You want to do another?
And Tammy says, yes, Jeff, autocorrect. It's not O'Hara. Of course, it's O'Hare. The O'Hare Airport is famous. I don't know why autocorrect did not know that. Okay, I think we're caught up on the comments.
Okie doke.
So far.
Cool beans.
What else? What did I interrupt you when you were talking about?
No, that's fine. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. It was just very eye-opening that they could call concentrated fruit juice was really just taking the sugar out of the fruit. So in other words, it was making it bad for you, and they were using it to say it's good for you. Yeah, exactly. And it was kind of funny on one of these pages here, a grandma in Florida had, here it is. On page 135, there was a grandma in Florida named Linda Rex who picked up a case of Capri Suns for a young relative visiting from Ireland. She said, when I saw all natural on the label, that sounded healthier than soda. But when I got home, I got out my glasses. I threw it in the garbage
Oh my
when I
gosh.
realized it contained high fructose corn syrup and was nearly identical to soda. And
But you know what else, Gina? It's like you said earlier, when you take all the fiber out, in fruit, one of the things that slows down the traveling of the glucose right directly into your blood is having that fiber there.
yeah,
So that's what one of the things that makes fruit good for you. You take all that out, then
like,
you know what?
yeah,
When
it's
you're
just
diabetic and
sugar.
if you got a sugar low, one of the things that I
Oh,
remember they
yeah.
say, oh,
Drink
give
some
the
orange
person
juice.
some orange juice because that'll
Mhm.
put glucose right into the blood,
Yep. Send you straight
probably
up.
faster than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Probably faster than eating a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Hargerine says, congratulations, Tony. And Robin Lockwood says, naked drinks are loaded with sugar too. Wow,
I haven't drank naked drinks.
have you?
Oh, wait. Yes, I have.
I think you have.
The Green Machine by Naked Juice. I forgot about that. I haven't done that in a long time. But I used to like to drink the Naked Green Machine. And it said it had all these different fruits and stuff in there.
And Tony says, we just have to read the label, every label nowadays.
We really
That's
do.
so true.
Yep. We do. I think, what else did I highlight that I thought was interesting?
Oh, but Robin says, but Jeff, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Yes, it does.
It
Well,
does.
if you hate to take your medicine, then, well, I don't think they're going to put a spoonful of sugar into Manjaro anytime soon.
Nope. Nope. On page 140 at the end of the chapter, they talk about us diabetics and how they could try to make money off of us is trying to do things with some sugar-free alternatives. So there was a big push for sugar-free Jell-O as well as Crystal Light.
And those must be better for you.
You know, originally
I'm setting you up, Gina.
I know. Originally, I had thought that, and I used to drink a lot of Crystal Light, but Crystal Light is so incredibly sweet.
Does it trick your body somehow to think that it's really sugar, and then
even though it's not,
it messes up your,
and it messes up my
sugar.
blood sugar a little bit. And so I try to avoid that now. I try to drink mostly water when I can. I do sometimes drink the Bai drinks, BAI, I think is how you spell it. Because that has, I believe, stevia in it, and stevia is supposed to be better than the other ones, but I don't know. It seems like each time a new sweetener comes out that's not sugar, that's a sugar-free alternative, you think, oh, this is a great thing, and
it's
then
the
later
answer,
they do
it's
tests
everything.
and say, no, it's not as
now
good for
allulose
anything.
they say is good, but
Yeah,
again, maybe we'll find out.
Monk fruit is supposed to be not bad,
but not
so.
erythritol. Has some problems with your heart or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
that used to be like a good thing, and now they're saying that one's not good for you anymore. But so far, fingers crossed, stevia is supposed to be okay, monk fruit and allulose. So I try to look for those if I'm going to have a sugar-free alternative.
What if you just eat some fruit? Would that be good for you?
Yeah, and eating whole fruit. So that way you get the fiber and the vitamins and the minerals. Absolutely.
Oops,
Absolutely.
NTM says, be an informed consumer.
Exactly. And so it was just really interesting reading this chapter of how they would try to trick moms into thinking that their fruit drinks were healthier than they truly were.
And mom's already trying to do a good job.
I know.
You shouldn't trick mom. Okay, let's see. Robin Lockwood says, yes, I read all my labels now, even my kombucha. Gotta watch the sugar amounts. Seems what lacks in sugar replaced with salt or vice versa.
Exactly. Now,
that's why those three ingredients are the title of the book.
That's right. Salt, sugar, fat.
Sometimes everyone's all mad at fat. Oh, let's put more sugar in and take out the fat, or vice versa, or using the salt instead. Yeah. Exactly.
So the next, we just finished part one, and part one was probably about sugar, wasn't it? let's see.
I think so.
Yep. Part 1 was about sugar, and we talked a lot about.
Let me see the front of the book again. Why doesn't it say sugar first then? It says salt first.
I know.
And fat is the third one.
Yes.
Oh, well.
But then they mix it up. And so the first 6 chapters were part of part 1 about sugar. So they talked about the sugary cereals and how cereal got started. We talked about pop. We talked about now the fruit drinks and how to get people addicted to where they can crave sugar. So all of that was in the first 6 chapters that we've covered. And next week, we're starting part 2, talking about fat. And chapter 7 is the gooey, sticky mouthfeel. It's going to be that particular chapter. And we'll be hitting that up.
I think we're caught up on all of the
caught up.
comments.
All right. And I think we covered the most important parts about the fruit drinks. So I look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. I have no idea where in the United States I'll be next Sunday. Jeff and I kind of like to fly around.
World is
and Jeff, where are we going next? I don't know. We really enjoy kind of flying by the seat of our pants in our van RV, which we do have another YouTube channel, Anchor Moments RV, so you can catch a lot of the travel stuff there. So I have no idea where we're going to be next Sunday, but I absolutely am staying at my mom's one more night so I can be here tomorrow night, because it'll be so much easier to have Mindy on with a live and Barb, Health at Any Cost, at the same time as me with my mom's Wi-Fi, because I know she has really good Wi-Fi. So Jeff will be using his computer tomorrow, and we're really looking forward to hearing how Barb and Mindy are doing and answering everybody's questions, because they really have been doing a fantastic job on their GLP-1 journey. So it'll be kind of fun chatting with them and hearing some more about the cruise and sharing some pictures and stuff. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up for our book club today. Hold on to your anchor moments and make it a great day. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.